Hi, um, welcome to our channels once more, fellow Nigerians. It is a bright day, you know. Thank God that it's not raining much today, and we have our ears on the ground, and that is why we have taken it upon ourselves again to come to Nigerians to address us and what we feel we should do, or what we have as our opinion, and what is trending today concerning the protest that people want to start on the 1st of August this year. We have looked at it critically and came out with our own opinion, and we said that we are going to talk to fellow Nigerians to see whether they will see reasons with us to shelve this protest. This nation is challenged on several fronts, because of insecurity. And we think it's important that for anybody who wants to engage in any form of protest now should think twice before he engages in that. We have problem in the northeast. We have problem in the northwest. We also have in the southeast. And the problem has gotten to Abuja and some other environs, the middle belt. Daily Nigerians are being killed in farms, churches and mosques, kidnapping here and there. So we thought it noteworthy to call on the attention of those who are organizing this protest. I am not saying that they shouldn't protest or they have no right to protest, but I am saying that we should shelve this protest for now and then watch what government is going to do. So my appeal to us this morning is going to come in two folds. The number one fold is to those who are organizing this protest to at least wait. And then I will also focus on government. I don't want a situation, or we don't want a situation where some people will hijack this protest to unleash mayhem on the people. We don't want a situation where some people will hijack the process and then it will become leaderless and rulerless, and there will be wanton destruction of lives and properties. Nigeria cannot afford to dabble into any kind of protest that doesn't have an arrowhead at this particular point in time. When labor protests, there are those who could be called upon for negotiation and meeting. But we discovered that in this particular protest, government doesn't have anyone that they could pinpoint and say this is the leader of this protest. So I know that the youths are angry. A lot of things are happening that doesn't happen in other climes where people are saying, I'm sorry to use the word, but we also should remember that we have no other country except Nigeria. So we should, always make sure that we have Nigeria at heart before we go on any form of protest or any other thing that, has to do with that. But on the side of government, it is time to talk to government. When we say government, it is continuum. It doesn't necessarily mean the particular person who is there today. Nigerians are bleeding. Even when government claim that they have raised labor's minimum wage to 70,000 naira per month, that is about $40 per month. That is absurd. And then while some people earn something, there are Nigerians who don't have job. A whole lot of people out there are not employed. Even when some people do one or two things to survive or to take care of their families, some of those incomes are passive, they are not guaranteed. But this country has a lot of things that could place food on the table of citizens if those things are properly harnessed. So to government, why are Nigerians protesting? There are a whole lot of things that are happening in which people see that it is impunity on the actors of the state. Those elite are living a life of impunity as if the citizenry doesn't matter. Number one example is the NNPC. NNPC has engaged on turnaround maintenance of our refineries for years, and at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. NNPC is employing people at Port Harcourt Refinery, Warri Refinery, and Kaduna Refinery. And those people are not producing a liter of refined product, and people are working there and they are earning salary. That is man's inhumanity to man. The present leadership of NNPC today was either appointed or inherited by the previous administration, and this administration has also kept them in office. But every day they keep shifting the date for the commencement of operation by our refineries, and Nigerians are seeing nothing. You can't beat a baby and ask the baby not to cry. Those in government in Nigeria are taking Nigerians for granted, and that's why people want to protest. And anytime the people are rising up, those who mean well for this country will always plead with the people, not because government has paid them or is paying them, but because they understand that there are people out there who may hijack the system and unleash mayhem on also the common man. So, NNPC is part of the problem Nigeria has. The State Oil Corporation in Saudi Arabia has turned to a profit-making venture. The State Oil Corporation in Russia has turned a profit-making venture. The same thing goes to Brazil. But in Nigeria, NNPC keeps marolling and producing deficit and loss every year, thereby bleeding the nation's collective income. How could they keep shifting the commencement for the operation of the refineries that they said the turnaround would have permitted them to start operation even before the end of the previous administration? This is what this government should address. While we are asking people to suspend the protest that they want to go for, government must also look inwardly to find out why Nigerians are angry. And then NNPC have become a drain on the nation's purse. And the leadership should be changed. It should operate profitably. Secondly is the subsidy. When I was younger, I know that what government calls subsidy was taking a quantum of crude to give NNPC to refine and then sell to Nigerians at an agreed price. I'm also aware that crude is still being allocated to NNPC, who is not refining locally. So when they take this crude abroad and refine, they bring them home, and nobody knows the byproducts and what they are doing with it. And Nigerians are asked to pay in the name of, subsidy or removal of subsidy, pay for something we know nothing about. Government should look into this. 2, government should cut down on the cost of governance. Nigerians are bleeding. This is because the diluted number of people who are at the corridors of power is what makes some people who are not supposed to be around there or who doesn't have a job to make utterances that could ignite a flame that will consume everybody. There are those in government who have no business being in government, and government must do something to weed some of those people away. Another one is bureaucracy at our ministries. It was disheartening to learn the previous time there was a probe on the use of the funds of COVID-19 by National Assembly, and some government agencies were still withholding the funds made for COVID-19 palliative. Unutilized, it was not used for the people, and it was not remitted back to the nation's treasury. Government must act swiftly before it becomes too late. The modern refineries that were licensed, nobody's hearing about them. Are they operating? Are they being given crude? The other day, Dangote was complaining that they are not getting crude for the refinery they have built. What government has failed to do, an individual did it, and then those in government are also trying to stifle those corporations. Nigerians are crying. Security is paramount to progress. Where there is no security, the people do not progress. Government should make sure this time around, it might not necessarily be with equal force, but government should figure out a way on how to ask Nigerians who have carried arms against the state to lay down their arms and then engage themselves in something meaningful so that farmers can go back to their farms and then produce the food that Nigerians need. We keep asking every day, what is holding Ajaokuta Steel Complex? If Dangote could build a refinery within the time frame that he did, it means that if those in government want to make sure that Ajaokuta becomes operational, they can do that. I wonder how a country that wants to do massive investment in the rail sector of their economy are not able to produce even both and not at home to power the rail that they want to install. Ajaokuta should work so that Alaja, Etakwe, and other steel rolling mills could be operational so that the steel we need for development could be available and the money will be domesticated. We keep complaining of the depreciation of the Naira. How could the Naira not depreciate when we import virtually everything? We take 6 steps forward and 20 steps backward. The other day, we have opened the window for people to bring in food for 150 days, thereby truncating the idea of the food sufficiency that the past administration started, rather than approaching the problem that has laid credence to non-availability of food, which is security. We want to buy food from other countries to feed ourselves for 150 days, even when we are still going to use hard currencies to buy the food. That is policy somersault, born out of policy inconsistency. I am talking to government. While we are asking Nigerians not to go on with the protest, government should also make sure that Nigerians recognizes that they are working to make sure that Nigeria becomes good for everybody. What is holding Aluminium Smelter Company at Ekorabasi? These are corporations that would have laid a foundation for other multiplier industries that would have made Nigeria great. But it just seems that there are people out there who are making sure that these things do not come to fruition so that the nation will not grow. Our population is more than 120 million people. How do we intend to feed them? How do we intend to engage them? When you tell those who have benefited from government right from their primary school till they become part of the elite, they will say that people should go and work. Work what? Every day we churn out graduates from our higher institutions. And that's why people japa every day. Everybody's looking for a way to feed himself and his family. Because that's our system. We don't have any other social security system that could take care of the people. So as we are praying to these people not to go on with the protests, what is government putting on the ground to assure Nigerians that they want to do something? Government should stop those within the corridors of power who make unguarded utterances. The tension is high. We are sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Some of us who sometimes stick our necks sometimes to support government or ask people to be patient with government, we have been ridiculed a lot of times. Because after asking people to buy blue, those in government will still go ahead to do what they know how to do best. Disappointment. For any time Nigerians, there is a change of power, Nigerians will think that something better will come up, but you discover that it has always been worse from the advent of this democracy from 1999 to this date. No one can compare the government of today with the government of 1999. And that is absurd. And government should see that anybody who voices